Today's question is, Mike, look, if somebody's dressed a certain way, shouldn't I be able to call them a slut? Shouldn't I be able to call them a certain name? Let's get right into this question. This idea that, Mike, amongst our peers, it's normal for us to do that, to see someone dressed that way and go, oh, did you see that little slut over there? I mean, look at how they're dressed. What's the big deal? It's just you were just having fun, and we all have the right to judge each other. Here's the big deal. When you call someone words like slut or whore or other words like that, they are based in sexual degradation, meant to do harm to another human being. So if you're sitting there going, well, I don't like what they're wearing, that's your choice to not like what they're wearing, but to do harm based on what they're wearing, to cause harm based on what they're wearing is not cool and is not okay. I'm not saying you don't technically have the right to do that in this country, but why would you want to do harm to another person? And what's really strange about it is you're sitting there and you're judging another person, you're degrading them and doing harm, and you at that time are not somebody who's at your best self. So why do you want to be judging somebody else when you're cheap-shotting people at that time, when you're lowering the bar for how we should treat other human beings? You know, to say, I don't like what that person's wearing is very different than, wow, look at that slut. Putting this huge personality judgment on them that's based in sexual degradation. Somebody may, Mike, what's the harm in that? Well, the harm in that is when words like slut and words like whore and other words are used aimed at specific people, other people, I'm not saying you're going to do it, but other people are likely to treat that person with less humanity. They're going to think, yeah, they are that, and so I can do this to them. That is incredibly harmful, and each of us can do something about that. The next time you hear somebody around you saying, oh, look at that slut, just pause and go, oh, you mean that person? Well, no, they're a slut. Look at the way they're dressed. Oh, well, I can understand you might not like how they're dressed, but that's still a person. That doesn't make them this name you're calling them. You wouldn't want me to call names based on something you wore, I'm sure, and I wouldn't want to do that to you. This is important that we stop this language that is completely built on sexual degradation. And the way we can all do that is by listening for the use of the words, pause and go, oh, you mean that person? That's today's question.